That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, absolutely elated, we're heading all the way over to Bristol in the UK to catch up with the Charlesys. Of course, we're talking about Mike, and I want to give a shout out to Country Music social media. Those guys do such a great job. Welcome to everybody that's joining us live on Facebook Live right now. So very, very happy to have you, excuse me. Now, if you're a first-time viewer, got to say a special welcome to you, really, and why not become part of the family? We call it the noise here at Galaxy, simply because you do have a voice, and let me tell you, we do listen. We really do. One person can make a difference. Really, really can. Having said that, you know the thummy thing, why not get to like us a lot, get epileptic with that, and of course the bell notifications, do that as well. Believe me, you can't go wrong. You really can't. Tell you what, let's get right into it. Of course, we're going to talk about I Can See the Dawn very shortly, but here's the Charlesys, and she's away right here at Galaxy. Gosh, it's hot in here. How you feeling, Mike? You okay?
Yeah, good, thanks, Grant. Very good, thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. It's about 10:30 here in the evening.
10:30. It's
Half 10 in the UK.
11:30 here in New Zealand, so not doing too bad.
Yeah. You're Tuesday though, aren't you? We're Monday still.
Yeah, absolutely. See, Michael Zdanowitz from Galaxy Class Entertainment's coming out of Orlando, Florida, is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Michael. It really, really is. Of course, that's the land of Disney and Universal Studios, all of that. Well, Michael, believe me, if you want anything for your band, anywhere in the world, either get in touch with us and we'll put you in touch with Michael, or get in touch with Michael at Galaxy Class Entertainment's Florida. Believe me, you can't go wrong. You really can't. I think I would rather have it this temperature, Mike, than yours, though. I've got to be honest.
I would definitely, but yeah, no question. When we go abroad, we've got a little motorhome. We go off to Europe in it, and we get 25 degrees out there. We love it. It's our favourite. Maybe a bit muggy where you are in the office or whatever with the studio and the rain, but 25 is a great temperature.
Well, 25 outside, if you add another 15 in here for all the computers and everything.
Right.
She's warm, you know, and of course we've got Kiwi air conditioning. It's called Open a Bloody Window.
Yeah. 40 would be a lot. 40 would be a lot.
Yeah. Believe me, in the height of summer, which we are right now on a very hot day, it could be anything up to about 35 degrees outside. So you can imagine what it's like in here. Literally, it's.
Sure.
Yep. I can always find. Oh, where'd he go?
I don't know.
There he is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened there either. We'll try this. There we go. He's back again. No, he's not. Cancel that. There we go.
That was funny.
That was funny. Something happened to the picture there for a second. I think it bumped it. Michael Louis, Marcel Louis is joining us.
Hi,
as well.
Marcel.
Your birthday the other day. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to you, sir. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, nice to have you on board, Marcel. It really, really is. Looking for some new music from you, coming out of Germany. Anyway. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and so very, very happy to have you, of course, coming out of the beautiful Bay of Plenty here in the North Island of New Zealand, and today very, very happy to introduce you to Mike, coming from the band the Charlesys. Mike, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you very much, Grant. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board, my friend. It really, really is. And Well, I've got to be honest with you. Our audience, our noise, literally, have been requesting you guys like crazy just lately. I can't seem to get through a breakfast show without seeing your name at least once or twice in it.
Well, that's fabulous to hear that. I really appreciate that.
Believe me, everybody's loving it. Dwayne Watson's joining us. Nice to have you back, Dwayne. It really, really is. And Happy New Year to you, Willie B. Sober, and everybody else out of the band. Believe me, so very, very happy to hear from you. It really is. And maybe, just maybe, you might want to pass on some new music. You never know, you might have some. Having said that, we opened up the show, of course, with the Charlesys. I can see Dawn, and she's away. So let's address these as we've played them. I can see Dawn now. I love this track. Tell me a little bit about it.
So it's called I Can See the Dawn. So it's basically when somebody's been in a very, very dark place, they've been on their knees, and it feels like the dead of night. But gradually over time, they can just see a bit of twilight, and then eventually the dawn breaks. So there is hope at the end of the tunnel. So that's what it's about.
Very, very cool. Now, she's away. We were talking about your other half, your better half, doing world tours and everything. Was this the inspiration about this?
Definitely not. No. This was this song was written about somebody. I don't think she's cheating actually, but She's Away is written where somebody's kind of got the feeling that their other half may be doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and all their behaviour's changed, and you can't quite understand things. You don't want to believe that they're doing stuff, but maybe they are. And so that's what She's Away about. No, I trust my other half actually. Well, hopefully.
Well, believe me, I fully understand. I really, really do. But I've never experienced that myself. So, I've got a very, very trustworthy wife. Let's put it that way.
Excellent.
So I'm very happy with the situation we're in. Levi Dry is joining us. Also, Sammy Sorabia. Nice to have you. It really, really is to have you guys on board this morning. And I'm sorry?
And girl. Sammy's a girl.
Yeah, I know Sammy's a girl. I know. She was on the Lazy Indie magazine as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Love to see all of our artists, only the best, of course, going into the magazine. And, of course, we're going to talk to Mike about that a little later on. And, Mike, I've got to let you know, we were, rushing over the top about talking about the magazine. I've got to let you be honest. Barbara gets about 200 submissions a day from musicians, everything like that. So we've got to be very, very vicious with that big red pen, you know what I mean? Only a certain amount of people can get through. We can only choose the best of the indie artists to be able to play here. We've only got a certain amount of time to be able to do that, which you guys literally have ticked every single box that's gone through. Barbara takes it.
It's a real privilege. It's a privilege to be here and to be selected to be one of them.
Well, let me tell you, Barbara takes it to production. Production and Barbara sort of argue it out because they've got to shave it down and then take it to our board. Now, at any given board meeting, it could be 8 or 15 people, depending on, circumstances and stuff. But their only concern, literally, is our image, which I think is a little weird because then it comes to me, and look at me, I'm good for the image, right? So, believe me, you've gone all the way through that, and then you've hit our airwaves. From there on, we have a look at how many people request which artist per track, you know what I mean? The Charlesys have been getting chosen every day, literally.
Fabulous.
That's
absolutely fabulous.
Amazing, it really, really is. Jason Wayne Gillam is watching, as well as Sophie Love. Hello, Sophie, nice to have you with us. And Tammy Selman also joining us. Believe me, absolutely fantastic to have everybody on board this morning. Now, I've got to ask you, Mike, about Road Trip. Tell me about Road Trip Night, because believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. In fact, it's one of the few songs that I've added to my playlist in my car.
Okay, fab. Well, that's great, Grant. And Road Trip Night was initially a different song which I wrote for my old band, the Accelerators I used to play with. But when I looked at this project, I thought I wanted to make it more kind of relevant. So it's about going off in the car, summer's evening with your mates, off to a party and having a damn good time. So it's about that.
Absolutely love it. That sounds like a bit of me, and that's why I've added it to my playlist in my car. Here's the Charlesys Road Trip Night here at Galaxy.
Nick's tuned in on the radio. He can't get onto Facebook.
Nick's tuned in on the radio. He can't get onto Facebook.
No, it's been, I don't know what's
What,
going
has
on.
he been banned from Facebook or
I don't
something?
know, but, yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Our foreign correspondent coming out of Leicestershire is
Okay.
listening on the radio right now. Normally he hooks into this, but apparently he can't get on this morning, so...
Right.
He used to be with a... what was the name of the band? The Heartland. He used to be with the Heartland Roots Band.
I saw them. I saw them back in September. I went to the UK Country Radio Awards night, and my first album, Nine Country Nuggets, was nominated for that for Best UK Album of the Year, and they were playing. So yeah, they were a very good band.
Yeah, yeah. He's actually joined up with a guy coming out of Nashville, who's they've created a band of their own now, literally, because he left the Heartland Roots Band,
Right.
and they're gearing up to do a 25 tour very, very shortly. So yeah,
Sounds interesting.
yeah, oh, believe me, he's a great bass player. He really is an awesome bass player, and
Okay.
we were interviewing Ridge Banks coming out of Nashville, and Nick said to me, I'd like to meet the guy. So we introduced them. Before you know it, he's on a plane, meeting up with them in person in Nashville. And through the wonders of technology, they've formed music, made a band.
Yeah.
Now they're getting ready to tour, if you know what I mean. So
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
I'll give them a shout out, actually. I see Bo Gregory is joining us. Nice to have you back, Bo. It really, really is. And loving this. Really, really is. The Charlesys are joining us today. Of course, we're talking to Mike. Oh, Nick just texted something. I'm not sure what that was.
Well, you're a rugby player. You're a rugby player. You're really good at kicking things.
Yeah, well, we didn't need little plastic things to kick the balls with. We just used our heels in the dirt. You remember those days?
We were the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't need that.
yeah. I think rugby these days has got 2 PC.
Well, you never played with that Keith Murdoch, did you? What happened to him, Keith Murdoch? You're prop forward.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Mike from the band The Charlesys. Now Mike, how long have you been performing as The Charlesys?
Well, The Charlesys is basically it's a studio project, right? And it's been going for about 2 years now. And I first had music recorded in Nashville probably 20 years ago, but I decided to do more of it about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was in a live gigging band called the Accelerators, and we were gigging all over the southwest of the UK. And this is more of a studio project. So I'm the songwriter. I write the songs, and then I record them here at home. And I then send them to Nashville to get them recorded by studio musicians, by session players, and then I release them as the Charlesys. So that's the way I do it. It's a kind of songwriter stroke music producing role is what I do.
You know, I'm absolutely loving the process, I really am. As an engineer, got to say, how about giving a shout out to the recording studios, your producers and everything like that that's doing your work, because really, I've been in the game for about 40 odd years, and I love the style.
Yeah, I love them. The only thing is with session players and studios, I've dealt with about 4 of them, is that there's a sort of degree of anonymity about it. And so I kind of respect that. So they don't like you to say who's played on the songs. Not that I necessarily know, because I actually never asked, but I could probably guess in some cases. So I do keep that kind of a bit quiet. But all I can say is I absolutely love them. And you know, when I get a song back from Nashville, I have to listen to it about 10 times, because I've recorded it myself and played it 1,000 times to myself. So when the new version comes back, I have to go in a dark room, listen to it 10 times. My other half leaves me alone, put the headphones on, but I love it. I love what they do. And but there is that degree of that sort of cloak of anonymity about it, so I respect that.
Fair enough too. Fair enough. And gotta say hi. Oh, I see the bosses are watching this morning. Barbara Harkin's got to watch out for her. She's a little weird with that wandy thing of hers. You got to watch out for that. Mark, you would remember the Star Wars Darth Vader kind of dude, don't you?
I've got it. I can see it.
Yeah, well, she's just as bad as Darth Vader with his wandy thing as she is with that thing. Honestly, it's a hard hat area, or you could lose an appendage. She's very quick.
Yeah.
Not Enough is watching as well, one of the other bosses. I got to behave myself now. Mark Willardell is watching. Nice to have Mark with us. It really, really is. And, of course, Mark Ranger is watching as well. Nice to have you, sir. It really, really is. Also, Country Music social media is online. Nice to have you guys. Ken.
Or
Nice
Helena.
Or it could be Helena. It could be. Yep, absolutely. Either way.
I better say hello to Ken and Helena then. So hi Ken and Helena, and thanks for everything you do.
They do so much. They really, really do. I'm big fans of their work. Really, really am. Got to congratulate Helena as well for being female country artist of the year in the UK. Well done. In the meantime,
I saw her win that award. I saw her win that award against very strong, stiff competition. That was a great achievement by Helena to win that.
Well, hands down, she's that talented, isn't she?
She is.
Really, really. Marion Peterson's watching as well. Nice to have you back, Marion. It really, really is. Now, Mike, tell me a little bit about Rolling Home to You.
Well, that was that's an interesting one, that Grant. I used to go to there was a couple of great music pubs around here, right? So if I wasn't gigging on the weekend, you could go to these pubs, and there was like a piano in the corner, there was guitars on the wall, a bit like this behind me. You could go in and you just pick the thing up and play, and people would turn up through the evening. Loads would be drunk, but you'd have some great sessions, absolutely fantastic. But inevitably you'd get beer spilt over you, people bang into you. You'd be playing your song like this with your guitar, you'd be tipping it up to make sure you didn't get banged. So it's kind of, the song is actually about a relationship that starts over a bit of a bar fight, and then the couple go home together, and they spend the rest of their lives together. So it's kind of a love story, but it's born from a bit of a pub situation where beer's getting thrown around and all that. But this is a love story, really.
You know something? That sounds like my wife, who used to be a barmaid way back in the day. Really was. Here, joining us live, of course, is Mike from the Charlesys. I'm going to get it right sooner or later. Rolling Home to You sounds like me on a Friday night, really. You're right here at Galaxy. Now, Mike, I've watched the interceptors on the interwebby thing, right? The police guys on the roads and everything like that. Now, I know that in England they only have a certain amount of drinking before you can drive home safely. I think it's
that's it. Yeah,
about 3 point something. Or, you know what I mean?
It's about a pint and a half. It is really.
It's ridiculous.
About a pint and a half.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You can't get comfortable on a pint and a half. But
not at the rugby club, you can't. No.
My question is this: literally, first of all, do you call it a pub, a tavern, or a bar?
Pub.
A pub. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
You're English. You go down the coals. My question is this: with the amount of road police and everything, and knowing that there's only a certain amount you're allowed to drink, why do they put car parks around pubs?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. There's some funny things happening over here. I mean, to be honest, a lot of pubs are closing. Not as many people are going. You know, there's a few strange things happening, really, in this country, and
the police are
it's a crying shame.
The police are doing such a good job. They're scaring the hell out of people to stay home. They're going to run themselves out of work soon.
Somebody's got to drive. That's the thing. If you're a couple, somebody has to drive. But luckily for me, it's usually my other half.
For me, it's Uber.
Usually. Yeah.
In fact, I think I've come across the answer to why they have car parks around pubs these days. It's a meeting place for Uber.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. I really am. Brian Moon is watching. Nice to meet you, sir, and nice to have you on board. Also, Christine Clifford is joining us. Hello, Christine. Happy New Year to you. Oh, by the way, Mike, Happy New Year to you too, sir. I hope you had a good one.
Thank you very much, Grant. Yeah, and yourself?
Yeah.
What did we do?
Oh, good. It was that good, was it?
Oh, yeah, in time for a few drinks. I think that was all it was. Nothing too horrendous.
Oh, believe
I live on the coast here, but also it's walkable to the town. So there's a pub within 70 yards, and I can walk to the town and back. So yeah,
okay.
it's all close by.
Very, very cool. Literally, takes me ages to get to the pub from here. It really does.
20 minutes.
All right. You know, you said you played in Wales, in Cardiff.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm talking to Mike. Mike, what was that? I didn't quite catch that.
What I was going to say, you know, in the song you've just played, there's a line that says about hair and teeth on the floor in the pub after the fight. And I actually took that because I used to go and record in a studio, and the engineer was a really good musician, and he used to play over the bridge in Wales, you know, in Cardiff and the valleys and stuff. And so, yeah, he once played. I said, what was it like playing those places? Because I hadn't played much over the bridge. And he said, quite a few of them were just hair and teeth on the floor places. And so I thought it was a great line. I stuck it in the song.
Unreal, really. Got to say hi to Nick Please as well, our foreign correspondent, all the way over there in Leicestershire in the UK as well, tuned in right now on the radio. Apparently he can't quite get in on the live feed, which is a shame, and which is rather unusual. He's been having difficulty lately. And hi to Pippa as well, of course, the dog. Give Pippa a bone for me, will you? But in the meantime, we are talking to Mike from the Charlesys, and loving all the music that's coming out of the Charlesys right now. Really am. Got to ask you though, Mike, anything new coming up in the near future?
Yeah, I've got plenty planned, Grant. I've nearly finished the third album. So I've done 7 out of the 9 songs. I always do about 9 songs on an album. And so that'll be out in August or September is the plan, and then drip them out for a few months, leave it over Christmas, and then release the album properly after Christmas.
Very nice. Now, Beth, coming out of Canberra in Australia, is asking, as a fan, Mike, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you an Xer? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Mike, do you respond?
I've got an old school website. So my website is www.charlesy.co.uk. So www.charlesy.co.uk, and everything's on there, all the links to everything, the music and everything.
Now at the same time, Rodney, coming out of South Carolina, is asking, do you have a merch store? How do I buy caps, t-shirts and koozies?
I actually don't have any. I really ought to do that because I could do that because I sell photos in my other life. But no, I don't have actually any at the moment. But I'll certainly look into doing some. I could do it quite easily.
Very nice. I tell you what, Mike, when you do, How about passing me one of your t-shirts? I'd be more than honoured to be able to promote you while we do this. And believe me, folks, do actually go online while they're watching this. They're on the interwebby thing. Before you know it, half a dozen caps, koozies and t-shirts have gone out the door. And today, of course, good friend of ours, Simon Clay. Kidoo. I've always called you Kidoo. I can't call you Simon. I'm sorry. Simon says, Grant says, Kidoo. That's the brand I wear. Literally.
Sounds like a good idea. I'll look into it, Grant, and yeah, I could do with some.
Yeah, believe me, I just don't know how people manage to get onto it. I really don't. Maybe somebody's doing some shameless promotions. I don't know, but people do seem to take notice. And what do you know?
I wonder who.
This t-shirt sold. Together we feel good. I like this track. Tell me all about this.
Well, that's another song that I wrote for my old band initially, and that's a funny one because we recorded it initially as a bit of a rock song, and you have the TV show Emmerdale over there.
Yeah, unfortunately we do.
Yeah, I know. I don't watch it either, but we used to play it. We used to play it as part of the set, and they didn't ask me to play the song, but one day somebody who used to come along and watch us said, "Hey, they're playing your Together We Feel Good on Emmerdale," and I said, "Well, they never asked me. They asked me to play our Christmas song, but not the other song." But anyway, when it came to doing a bit more country stuff, I decided to just make it into a bit more of a bluegrass type of thing, and I changed a few words. So yeah, so it's a bit of a foot stomping bluegrass song now.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. Again, I'm loving it. I really am.
Oh,
Together,
thanks very much.
we feel good. You're right here at Galaxy.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh, gosh, it's hot. Mike, you might be able to help me. I've been trying to come to the bottom of a myth for about 10 years now. I ask everybody this.
Here we go.
I really do, because I'm still trying to figure it out. But by any chance, are you a vegan?
I'm not, mate. No, it's all meat for me.
Yeah, you're a meatologist like me. Okay. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
A vegan sausage?
Yeah.
Well, not as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah, no, everybody's saying that to me. I'm trying to figure out if they're made of real vegans or not.
I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have an earthly clue. I mean, we're just meat eaters, really. I mean, you know, always been the same.
It's like Gil
You know, is that shameful to say that these days? Should I not be saying? I don't know, but no, we kind of just eat chicken and lamb and things like that.
Well, you know, I had a drastic period over the last couple of months where I've actually had to put a sign out the front of my gate saying, "Vegetarians, please, free feed out the back of my paddock." I did. I did. Bring your own scissors. Hey, go ahead, you know, tuck in. Go for it. It's quite true. Lady Boss is joining us. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you on board, Lady Boss. It really, really is. Looking forward to meeting up with your artists in the near future, literally. Of course, we're going to play them for about 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks before we get down to doing an interview, just so that we can let our noise, our listeners, our fans, really enjoy the music and get to know who your artist is. That's when we do the interviews. And so pleasure to meet you. It really, really is. Ron Barrett is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Ron. It really is. JB Striker, you're back. Hello, buddy. Nice to have you back. And Shasta Imran. Hello. Nice to meet you. Really is a nice mix of people joining us this morning. Gosh, it's hot in here. Keep complaining. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Please excuse me. And today we're talking to Mike from the Charlesys, and absolutely loving it. I really, really am. Now, Of course, not too far away, you guys are going to be coming into summer very, very shortly. So I'm just wondering, got anything booked as far as doing shows, anything like that on the future?
No, not shows. The only plans we've got at the moment is taking our little camper van over to France. That's the plan. That's going to be in May. So I don't look beyond that. So yeah, that's our favourite thing. We just we got little, what do you call it over in New Zealand? We call it a little motorhome or a RV or what, I don't know. But we got one of those, and we're going to take off to France and go down the Dordogne. That's the only plan. I'll take the guitar, always take the guitar, and do some impromptu stuff when we're down there and around the campfires and stuff. So yeah, that's about it really.
Absolutely love that. I really, really do. And in fact, I think Nick Plews would agree with everything you do. He likes to get into warmer countries and stuff like that as well, if you know what I mean. So they go away on these fantastic little holidays. Believe me, I'm very jealous. Being here in New Zealand, I don't get a chance to be able to just, nip away on a boat and or a plane and just go and have a holiday. In fact,
you've got a beautiful country there, though. I mean, your country. Barbara sent me a couple of videos earlier, and it's a beautiful country. You're very lucky, and.
Well, I tell you what, everybody in the world seems to be familiar with one particular movie. Would you believe Lord of the Rings? Okay.
Right.
Now the weird thing about this is Peter Jackson, who was the producer of the movie. I went to university with the guy.
Did you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know him. In fact, I've done some work for him in the past as an engineer on a couple of his very, very younger style movies, and I'll give you an example there. If you like the Muppets, believe me, there's one he made a bawdy version of it, literally, which is rather interesting. I'll give you the name of that a little later on. Literally, I'm not going to do it on air, but it's worth checking out. It really is. Don't know if you remember the Morris Minor car.
The Morris Minor?
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, in the movie, that's the only car you ever see is Morris Minors everywhere.
We used to have a garage near here, and that's all they dealt with, Morris Minors. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. They went bust.
Well, believe me, it took us months and months and months to be able to find enough Morris Minors to make it work. And would you believe we actually found a stretch Maury?
That is difficult to believe, but yeah, fair play if you did.
Somebody had actually stretched there. It was funny to watch, funny to ride in as well, but believe me, it was fun. Really, really was. The movie was actually called Meet the Feebles. So if you ever go online, go and have a look for Meet the Feebles, Peter Jackson, and laugh all the way through it. It's hilarious, it really is. But, don't show it to your kids, okay?
I'll check it out.
Do that, believe me. And I did a little work on the sound engineering on that one way back in the day. In fact, it started off as a bit of a joke, bit of a project for a school thing that we had, and it transpired into, what it ended up to be.
Yeah.
Crazy, really crazy. But in the meantime, I do have to ask you, with new music coming out in the near future, we would love to be able to continue our relationship. Would you continue sending music on to us?
Oh, absolutely, we will definitely do that. And and anytime you want to have a chat, then fine. It's great. We really appreciate people like you guys supporting independent musicians, because it's so difficult for everybody. Some of the very large radio stations, they're all tied up with Ed Sheeran and people like that. The independents, there's some great music out there, but you never get it heard, and it's difficult.
Mike, I've got to be honest with you. We do play, the Ed Sheerans and the Taylor Swifts and all of that here, but we prefer what we do here as far as the independent music festivals and independent music artists from around the world. We really, really do, because we agree there are so many talented artists in this world that are being overlooked, and I think that's got to change, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, we would love to play everybody. We really would love to play everybody. We just don't have the time to be able to do it. So we have to set a standard, if you know what I mean. Steve Schmidt. Steve Schmidt is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Steve. It really is. Now, Michael, I'm going to ask you about, will it be you? Will it be me?
Right.
Will it be me? Will it be you? Who's it going to be?
Well, that song was it was just written about where you sometimes in your life you have a choice. You have kind of the love of your life, but you have your dream that you want to follow, and you're kind of split between the two things. So it's about that dilemma, really. Do you follow your dream, or do you stay with the love of your life, or can you do both? Who knows? But it's about that.
Well, believe me, I've had many of those situations, and guess what? I'm still in radio, and well,
So you know about that, and you understand that one.
things have changed over the years. They have. You're right here at Galaxy, joining us with Mike from the Charlesys. Here's Will It Be You? Dear, dear. How many countries are tuned in right now? 158 countries. That's not bad. Okay, how many
Fantastic.
cities? How many cities? 6,290 cities around the world right now tuned in. Brilliant! Brilliant.
That's wonderful. I mean, you guys have created something here. And
I tell you what, Mike, the number you want is at the end of this. And now we don't know whether it's one person or 10 people listening to it, but all it is the IP addresses for devices. Right?
sure.
Now, when we first started this, Barbara and I did a show on a Monday night called Skype Party Monday, where we were getting a bit...
I heard about that.
Oh,
I
believe
heard about that. And I mean, I must admit, it's only like, it is late here, and it's not so bad. But I saw a little clip on that.
You're allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to drink and drive at work. But it
I was home lucky.
we got pulled up about it by our bosses, literally. They said, Grant, it's not a good look. Which it wasn't. I mean, honestly, nobody else could see what we could see on Skype, except for those who were hooked in with us.
Yeah.
Which was rather amusing, to say the least. But on air, we were getting a rather fissy paste, so they didn't like
It's
it.
an interesting concept.
But they liked the concept of the Skype deal. Okay, so they said keep the Skype, come up with a new concept. So we went and started interviewing artists much like yourself, and we were Barbara and I are both sitting there thinking we're not going to get 10 people, right? Well, the number I'm going to give you this after we do this will surprise you. It really will.
Okay.
Surprise
How
you.
many interviews are you doing? How many interviews do you do a week?
Depending on which week. Some we do maybe about 6, others we do about 4, if you know what I mean. Depending on when Barbara turns up for work.
Oh, thanks. I turn up.
Well,
My
for
allocated days.
one week you have 3 days, and for 1 week you have for 2. Right. But then you do the breakfast shows in between, don't you?
So about 20 a month.
Yeah, about 20 a month, Barbara says.
Okay.
And we're coming into our 11th year. So.
Fantastic. No, that's great. I watched a few of them actually.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Mike, coming from the Charlesys, of course, coming out of Bristol in the UK. Now, I know it's cold over there, so I'm not going to hold him up too much longer because he's going to want to climb into a nice warm bed very shortly, especially after talking to people down here in the Antipodes in New Zealand. Believe me, he'll be wanting to get over and done with very, very shortly. But before we do, Mike, got to thank you so much for joining us today here at Galaxy. And will you come back again for another interview in the near future?
Grant, thank you for inviting me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's great to talk to a former All Black as well, I have to say. And come back anytime, just give me a shout.
Well, to be honest with you, I was never really classed as an All Black. I was an All White, to be honest. We were an old boy.
I wouldn't be an All Black. If I'd done that, I'd be calling it an All Black, I'll tell you.
No, we never got into the black outfit. We always had the old boys white outfit, but we were always with the All Blacks in the first 15 and stuff like that. So
pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
We did okay. I mean, when Rugby New Zealand was paying you to go around the world and play places like Australia, England, Ireland, Wales, and places like that. Hell,
yeah.
We were just farm boys. We would come home and then go and muck out the sheep and stuff. You know what I mean? So,
that's probably why you're all so strong.
Yeah, well, the old man used
you're
to.
On the farm and all that.
Well, he got us into boxing more than rugby. It was just that rugby was what we played at school, and if you were good at it, well, you got chosen more and more times. Unfortunately, I was brought up in the era, literally, where we literally had a hospital right across the road from our football field. And that was at our high school. Yeah, literally. So when we had teams coming in from other towns and stuff like that, of course you got that competition thing going on. That's why I think Rugby in New Zealand and rugby around the world literally changed a few rules. You couldn't play the man anymore, you had to play the ball.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were brought up in the era of Bull Rush. Remember that? You remember that game, Bull Rush?
We called it I think we might have called it British Bulldog.
Something like
that. Was that where you ran through some room and everybody tried to knock you out, basically, something like that?
Yeah.
Pretty rough game.
Two sides of people, you run at each other and you try to get to the other side without being tackled or hurt in any way, right?
Like that.
Yeah, but of course you've got your armoury up the front that's going to take out everything in the front so that the people behind you can get through. Yeah. It's a planned move. That's how we used to play rugby, literally. Doesn't matter if you had the ball or not, you're going down.
They were good days.
Well, the hospital seemed to think so.
It was good practice for certain people.
It was, literally. We would always send somebody home with a broken arm or a broken leg, or, it wasn't a game of football unless somebody got hurt. I think that's why.
There were different times.
It was. It really was. I mean, believe me, these days, I think it's too PC. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But that is the times, I mean, we don't want people suffering brain damage and stuff like that, concussions and all that sort of stuff that used to happen on the field. It doesn't happen anymore, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Be nice to see a bloody nose every now and again.
Well, we used to play against some of the farming communities near to here, and the lads were always huge. They were always big, much bigger than the other guys, and like in our team, we were a town of then about 60,000 people, but they were huge, these guys on the farms. Yeah, they really were.
Well,
happy days.
I'm 6'2" and always seem to find myself stuck in the line out.
Yeah.
And it's really weird when other men are lifting you and by your pants, you tend to go up an octave or two as you're going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
Believe me, I'm so pleased that those days are over. Really, I am. It's so much safer sitting in a seat talking to people these days. Anyway, Michael, please don't go anywhere because we're going to take a few pickies. You'll get a copy of everything we've done today. Barbara's going to make a movie and pass that on to you as well. She's pretty good at these movies, I must admit. She reckons she's not that great, but believe me, they are pretty good. Terry Ashley's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Terry, right at the very end here. Now, at the same time, Mike, have you ever been a cartoon before?
Not yet, Grant. I think I might be. Soon, maybe. Yeah,
believe me, Barbara loves to make fun of me, so expect maybe one or two cartoons in there as well.
That's fine by me, mate. Fine by me.
She does great. She really, really does. But please hang in there, and I also want to have a chat to you about Lazy Indie magazine as well, putting you into that. So, for everybody else, thank you for joining us today, and believe me, going to have a day off, and then on Thursday we're going to be catching up with good friends of ours, Kingley T, coming out of Indiana, and then Human Rights, yes, reggae band coming out of Toronto in Canada. Believe me, fantastic interviews on the way on Thursday. So enjoy us and join us then for gas. But in the meantime, today we're talking to Mike from the Charlesys, coming out of Bristol in the UK. It's been an absolute pleasure. From me, it's Happy Radio, everyone.